Is that record? Oh, it is record. Well, what's up, guys? Good morning. Yes, it's good morning. Hopefully you all had a good day yesterday. So, you guys probably would have seen I uploaded a video yesterday talking about why I don't think it's safe for parents to be putting kids out there on the internet. You know, at the end of the day, as I said yesterday, I don't think it's wrong for people to be saying that it's not safe for these parents to be putting their kids out there on the internet. I think people, are perfectly right to be saying that. It's like, with a lot of these family vlogging parents, it feels like, child safety has gone completely out of the window. It's like they don't care about that. It feels like a lot of these family vloggers are choosing to prioritise making money when they should be choosing to prioritise protecting his creeps on the internet. But it feels like none of them really give a damn about that. Like they don't give a damn about protecting his in the way that they probably should be. This is the thing, and this is a big point I made yesterday, is that they're putting his out there on the internet. They're getting thousands upon thousands of people watching their videos every day. Any one of those thousands upon thousands of people could be a child predator or a pedo or something. And they're basically exposing to those kind of audiences on a daily basis. It's just ridiculous. Like, I don't think it's bad to, I don't think it's wrong for me to want parents to protect their kids, and for me to think that that's what these parents should be doing, because it is what they should be doing. They should be protecting their kids. But it feels like none of them really give a damn about that. Like they don't really care less about protecting their kids in the way they should be. And I think that point really needs to be made. It's like forget about making money. At the end of the day, that's not even fucking that important. What should be more fucking important is protecting their kids. But none of them really give a damn about that. I don't think any of these family vloggers would really be that bothered, even if they knew that there were pedos watching their kids on the internet every day. I don't think they would have a problem with that. I don't think they would have an issue with that. That's the vibe that you get from a lot of them, is they wouldn't have a problem with that. They wouldn't have an issue with that. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Nobody's wrong for saying these parents should be protecting their kids. Nobody's wrong for saying that it's not safe for these parents to be putting their kids out there on the internet. This is what is really pissing me off, is the fact that these parents think it's so, these parents keep thinking it's so perfectly safe to be putting their kids out there on the internet, when we all know it's not. And I think that, we all know that for sure. We all know that for sure. It's like, how do people think it's so perfectly safe to be putting their kids out there on the internet? It's not that safe. And when you try to point out to them, you try to point out the fact that it's not as safe as they might think it is. You look like the bad guy. You're made to look like the bad guy if you're trying to warn, if you're trying to warn these people that, it's not really that safe for them to be putting their kids out there on the internet, and it's like, as I've said before, I don't think it's wrong for people to have a problem with that, or to have an issue with that, or for saying that, these parents should be protecting their kids, because that's exactly what they should be doing. Is they should be protecting their kids. And it's very clear to see that none of them really give a damn about that. Or they don't give as much of a damn as they should give, really, to be fairly honest. I don't feel bad about about making comments like that, or for having that opinion that it's so wrong, because it basically is. And if me saying that makes me a bad guy, makes me the bad guy, then so be it. I'd rather be the bad guy than be something else. Or be any, I'd rather, at the end of the day, I'd rather be a troll than a hater than be one of these people that sticks up and tries to defend these family vloggers and claim that what these family vloggers are doing is so okay, when we all know for a fact that it isn't. I'm not going to apologise for having that opinion that these parents shouldn't be putting their kids out there on the internet. Why should anyone be, why should anyone have to apologise for wanting parents to protect their kids? No one should apologise for that. Because it's not a bad thing for people to want these parents to protect their kids more. Because they're not doing that, so they're not protecting their kids in the way they should be. It's like, if I was a parent, I would never put my kids out there on the internet because I wouldn't think it was safe to do that. I wouldn't, if you don't know who's watching your videos every day, or what their intentions might be. And it's like, why would you want to take that risk? Why would you want to take that risk? Well, why would any parent want to take that risk? They're putting their kids out there on the internet, knowing that there could be all sorts of dodgy individuals watching their kids on the internet, and with extremely dodgy intentions. It's like, when you're getting thousands of people watching your videos every day, it's like, how do you know for definite that there isn't a child predator or a pedo watching your kids on the internet? Because any one of those thousands upon thousands of people that are watching their kids every day could in fact be a pedo or a child predator. And unfortunately, it's something that not a lot of parents think about, and it's something they do need to stop and think about, But all they care about is putting their kids out there on the internet and making money. That's all they care about. They don't care about anything that relates to child safety. Anything related to child safety is and never will be it's not and never will be a priority to them. This is what I said. Child safety has gone completely out of the window. We all talk about wanting these social media platforms to protect these kids, but it's not really their job to do that. It's the parents who should be protecting their kids, and not these public social media platforms. It's not down to them to protect the kids. It's down to the parents. It's the parents who should be doing that, but it's the parents who don't care about doing that. They've made it very blatantly obvious that they don't care about protecting their kids from these pedos on the internet, as I said, and I don't, I'm not trying to sound harsh when I say this, but I think a lot of them wouldn't really be that bothered, even if they did know that there were creeps or child predators watching their kids on the internet every day. I don't think any of them would have a problem with that. I know that probably sounds a little bit, harsh, a bit of a harsh thing to say, but I think someone had to say it. I think someone had to make that point. I know they think that they don't think they're doing anything wrong, but let's face it. You can't exactly not berate them for this because they're so fucking stupid. It's like, what are these idiots doing? They think it's so safe to be putting their kids out there on these public social media platforms. It's not. It's not and never will be that safe. It's certainly not as safe as they think it is. This is the thing, they're so bloody stupid, they think it's so perfectly safe to be putting their kids out there on the internet. And nobody is in the wrong for trying to warn them that it's not actually as safe as they might think it is. Because we all know it's not that safe. We all know that it's not as safe as they might think it is, and that's what anyone is trying to warn them of. All anyone is trying to say is, well, it might not be as safe as they probably think it is. Because they do think it's perfectly safe. And it's not that safe. There's so many dodgy individuals out there, and it's like they're basically exposing their kids to, paedophiles and child predators on the internet every single day. And they don't give a shit. They'll continue doing that regardless of, they'll continue doing that because people support what they do. And people are willing to defend them when they should not in any way be doing that. I'm not gonna, apologise for saying that people shouldn't be supporting them and supporting what they do, because by doing that, people are basically enabling them to continue doing what they're doing. And, that makes it even worse, the fact that people are actually enabling them to continue doing what they're doing. You know, people are basically saying that it's okay for them to treat their kids like hash cows and performing monkeys, which is basically what a lot of these kids, which is basically the way that a lot of these kids are being treated by their parents. They're being treated like fucking hash cows and performing bloody monkeys, you know, and people are actually saying that's okay. People are actually willing to support parents who treat their kids like that. Like, how can you support a parent who treats their child like that? It's actually disgusting to be supporting parents who treat their kids like that. There's nothing right about the fact that parents choose to treat their kids like that. You know, there's nothing right about the fact that these parents are putting their kids all over the internet and exposing their kids to paedophiles and child predators on a daily basis. There's nothing right about that at all. I'm not gonna sit here, I'm not gonna apologise for saying that because it's what needed to be said. You know, it's a point that had to be made. You know, and I don't feel bad for making that point. As someone had to say it. You know, I'm not going to apologise for wanting parents to protect their kids. I don't see that's a bad thing. I don't see why it's wrong for me to want parents to protect their kids. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with me wanting parents to protect their kids. You know, I don't see what the issue is. You know, I just wanted to kind of give my thoughts on that and, you know, really kind of, you know, get that really point, you know, get that point, you know, really make that point. It's a point that needed to be made. At the end of the day, I feel like the point that I'm making is a very, very valid, perfectly valid point, and I think, you know, it's a very good point to make. And I think it's a very valid point as well. You know, and I think it's not like it's not a valid, you know, like the point I'm trying to make isn't a valid point, because I think the point that I'm trying to make with this is a perfectly valid point. And I think we all know that it's a perfect, you know, that what I'm saying is is perfectly valid. You know, and that the point I'm making is a perfectly valid point at that. You know, and I'm not trying to be, as I said, I'm not trying to cause a World War III. I'm just saying that, you know, I don't think it's wrong for people to want these parents to protect their kids, or for wanting these parents to do, but as I said, sadly, parents are choosing to prioritise making money over protecting their kids. Has to be said. So I hope you enjoyed this little video anyway. I'll see you for another one a bit later on. Have an awesome day, and I'll catch you later. Bye-bye.